Yo, Randy, can you hear me?
I think I've automatically sensed that you have a Mac.
Huh?
You hear me speaking? No, at all.
I hear you speaking now.
Hi.
No, they can't.
Hey.
Hey, do you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
That sounds like really, really clear.
What do you
How's
mean,
Heidi
B-roll?
late and all she had to do was jump on the internet?
Capital. I'm in PJ still.
I don't know if you got that Rona.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, Rigo coughing.
Well,
I've had a cough. I've had a
Not
cough since
here.
Monday,
You've had a cough since Monday.
and it's because of the pollen and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you the exact moment I started coughing.
Sure. Heidi, you're gonna have to find a place where your Wi-Fi actually works. Sorry, just being real. All right, I'm gonna leave it like this.
Yo.
Trying to decipher what she's saying.
Are you really gonna leave that on?
She just got off.
Rona.
Do you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We hear you.
Oh. Why does that thing turn red?
So usually that means that you peaked out, like you're talking too loud.
You gotta wait for Josue to come back.
Oh no, I was just trying to show, so I can put this in there. That's what's happening with the sound. You see what is happening.
Hair and makeup did not show up to my house today. That's an issue, Brandon. Make sure you speak to hair and makeup.
He probably got jumped in the projects. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Projects.
Your hair and makeup dude.
Did she freeze again?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy.
Wow. Yo.
That has to be in it. That has to be in it.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, she just popped back out of nowhere.
What happened?
You froze with no glasses on, like, and then when you unfroze, you had them on.
All of a sudden, it's like boom, glasses.
Should I wear my mask?
I don't think y'all need to.
Yeah, y'all need to.
Okay, so wait, we're gonna go over the questions first, right?
Well, both of
My
our phones are
my
recording.
hairline
We
is
didn't think
like-
that one through. Heidi, can you read it to us? Or one of you guys, can you read it to us? You could put a hat on
Las
if you really wanted to.
cuestiones. All right,
Okay, Heidi,
questions.
we're gonna do Heidi's hotels,
right,
and it's
I'ma
just gonna
join
be
in
look
on
at her
my phone.
Wi-Fi, and then that's it. Like
Yeah,
the
I think
end
it
of
is
segment.
already. Like the whole episode is Heidi's Hotels. We already had Rico's random topics. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
with the
saying?
calamari in the background.
Facts.
Josue's faces are
What
all
do
the
you
shade
see?
in the world.
What do you see was what just happened with Heidi's sunglassed in? You know what I'm saying? You see it with him or without him? You know what I'm saying? Like what?
Coronavirus! Remember that my English is not very good looking, but I am very glad to say that. Enjoy the show!
All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to our quarantine version of GPS. Now we're trying to navigate Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Let alone life. So, Rigo, because I always mess it up, can you introduce the topic? Then, just to keep it rolling, Josue, can you pray? And then I'll go from there.
So what's up, guys? Today we have episode 5 GPS pit stop. What? I didn't even. Why'd you rest stop?
Rest stop.
Why'd you put me in charge of this, bro?
I'll put you in
had
charge of
one
this because
job.
I'm gonna mess it up for real, man.
Yeah. So so rest stop. You know, like
Rest
when
stop.
you on a journey, the rest stop, pit stop, use the bathroom, whatever.
You ever been on a long drive and you stop at one of them rest stops and then you walk inside the thing like I gotta use the bathroom and you're like, no, actually, no, I don't, because that's disgusting. Like,
I hate when you think you're gonna take 10 minutes and then you take like an hour, cause
yeah, because you got to stand on
The
the
rest-
line.
and the rest stop got stuff. Like now you all of a sudden hungry. There's a gift shop.
Yeah,
There's a
facts.
gift shop.
I got to go for a rest stop. But we talk about that later. Who's praying?
Josue is.
That delay is serious.
All right. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, I would like to thank
I
you for
literally
allowing
can't
us.
even see y'all.
We're ready to
Heidi,
pray.
Heidi, we're in prayer.
We're in prayer. Lord, I would like to thank you for allowing us to meet on Zoom, for allowing us to have the technology. I would like to pray for all the essential workers out there. May they be safe in this time. May their families be safe and all of our families as well. And I like to pray for Heidi's Wi-Fi so that way throughout this episode, she's not
Hallelujah,
completely delayed. And with that, I'd like to pray. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy
Holy
Spirit.
Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, now shall be, world without end. Amen.
Rico, why you
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
What?
He's the one that fell asleep while driving. You know what I'm saying?
He's a sneaky driver.
For real. All right.
I have like once behind the wheel.
So
Ironically,
this,
Heidi was in the car too.
Oh my goodness.
okay, so check it. So this episode is pit stop, right? I think we all need rest time. Like literally when you're on one of those long drives, you need a moment to kind of take a break, use the bathroom, get something to eat, whatever the case is. But kind of in life, navigating, you need time to kind of like draw back. And to be honest, that's one of the places where I suck at. Like I don't know how to manage that usually very well. But you don't have to affirm that.
Do it, so I gotta let it know. Let it know.
So yeah, if we could just kind of go around and let's just talk about like how do we rest? How do we kind of recharge our batteries? How are we doing that now, specifically in this time, and all that. So yeah, we can't go in order because we're not in a circle no more. So somebody just jump in. I guess the person in the background is jumping in.
Can I go now?
Yes, you can go now.
Yeah, okay.
I got good Wi-Fi. Whoever's mom is talking in the back, can we mute?
Yeah, why don't you guys mute yourself?
Yeah, let's everybody mute yourself. Yeah.
Re-go. Anyway, so how has quarantine been going? Part of the reason that we're doing this over web chat.
Oh man. Look at her face.
It's grown up. I don't know how. I feel like Rigo. I've only stepped out of this house twice in the past month, but I really feel like it was Rigo. But yeah, also my house is filled with essential workers. There's like 2 or 3 of them. And so they keep leaving the house and stuff. And there was really a point where I felt like I was gonna die. Like I couldn't breathe like one night, and I was like breathing like, and I was like, yo, this is it. This is the end. Like I lived a very lit life, but like this is not how I want to go out. It's really not. But you know, I kept drinking my Dominican tea. My mom put onion in a tea. It tasted like ketchup. It was nasty, but Brandon, I see your face. I understand. It was really bad.
I've had onion tea. You know what's good? The onion with the apple slices. Matter of fact, Rigo, your mom taught me this one.
You can't say things like that around him and expect him to not chime in and be like, "That's good. He eats kale." Remember that, guy?
Nah, but the onion with the apple slices and cinnamon. Onion with the apple slices and cinnamon is actually a really good tea. Like it.
I'm allergic
everything
to
out.
cinnamon.
And ginger.
So my mom didn't believe that. So the first tea wasn't so good for me.
So that's why you stopped
that's
breathing
why
that night.
That's why I stopped breathing. I was in anaphylactic shock. Nah, but I don't know. I kind of lost track of my days. But I feel much better now. Like I'm doing a lot more than just getting out of bed, which was really like I couldn't get out of bed. So thank God that like it passed. I don't know if it was corona. I didn't get tested, so I really can't say, but I did have a lot of similar symptoms and it was scary, you know? So that's me. That's how I've been. How about y'all? I pick
the question was, how are you resting and how are you recharging right now? Like
resting and recharging.
Yeah. And how do you do that in general? Yeah.
The Dominican tea and definitely like sleeping. I've been sleeping in like intervals of 4 hours. You see Rigo cough? Yeah, see Rigo.
That's a Heidi norm, bro. You used to take naps and put your phone on D&D, like.
I still do, sweetie.
Well, boom.
Do I pick somebody?
Yeah, that's
I'm
cool. Text
confident
somebody.
Heidi. I'm confident the house could be on fire and Heidi's sleeping and she won't notice.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can't call her because the phone is on Do Not Disturb.
Or the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi just ain't working.
That's really the tea. And like you would think that 5G works out here. Nah, that I'm convinced that I didn't get the coronavirus from 5G because the 5G doesn't get here. But yeah, that's my life. Y'all can continue.
Text somebody.
Josue's down here for me. I don't know where he is.
He's right
Yeah, there you go. The other way.
That way?
There you go. Boom.
That wow, I got quiet real quick. I don't know, like it's been very difficult. I've been resting more than I should be. Like my sleeping schedule is like beyond messed up. Like I'll be up at like 1 p.m. We'll go to bed till like 5 in the morning. So it's like a weird cycle of not sleeping and sleeping, and then I haven't been really like at first I was doing really good with my work and everything, and then like 2 weeks in I'm just like I'm over it. Like yeah, so it's just been a very stressful time.
So
And,
what is helping you recharge or helping you kind of like get back?
Crickets.
I was just not
The
happy.
crickets. The fact that I got deadlines to do, like I got deadlines to meet, so it's just like I kind of gotta get back on path. So like that's kind of forcing me to get back to like, all right, I need to try to sleep earlier so that way I can get this done at this certain time, or just being able to just spend some time. So like for me, I personally just bought like art supplies so that way I can start painting and try to paint. I'm not no artist, but it's something I've been wanting to do, so I'm gonna try it out. So that way it's like a little relaxed time for myself, because I haven't had that for like it feels like 20 years, and I've only been alive for 20 years. So you know, so yeah, that's, and praying as well, like taking that time out to pray, because if you just don't pray, especially during this time, it just gets to you too easily, too quickly. So yeah. I'll go with Rigo, who's beneath me. I don't know how he is.
He's above you on this.
Oh, he's above.
Yeah, I'm above. It tells me I'm above you.
Wow.
For me, usually how I rest is sleeping and like putting my feet up and watching some TV. But lately in the last week or so, I've been dealing with really bad anxiety, like really, really bad. So what's been keeping me restful is prayer. For some reason, I only seem to relax when I pray. Like when I get all worked up, I only relax when I start praying. And on top of that, whenever I'm distracted. So whenever I am like talking with people like I am now, the emotions don't get to me. So that's how I've been resting during this time period. So socialization through electronics and prayer.
These are not spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers.
Vanessa.
So, yeah, definitely. We were having this conversation yesterday. In this time of quarantine, my prayer life has definitely gotten much stronger. For many reasons. One, as you all know, we've been praying for my brother pretty much nonstop, who this morning is officially became a Marine. So shouts out to him. It was a long journey and he did it. So yeah, party. Don't get frozen. So that was great. And praying for him a lot. And then just praying for the end of all of this stuff. Like many of us, my sleep schedule is horrible. Like there's times where I'm texting Brandon at like 5 o'clock in the morning because he's getting up to go do his run and I'm finally falling asleep. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go to sleep now, so I'll talk to you in a bit, and stuff like that. So it's been killing me. What has kept me, I guess, grounded has been like the amount of things that I have to get done. You know, like I have to help Soraya with her homework, and that has to be in by a certain time. I have to, do whatever it is that we need to do here So between the deadline, like Josue said, and just knowing what I have to do, and the prayer is what's kept me rested and refueled or whatever the word is supposed to be.
Yeah. Me. It's interesting. So usually art creating like on a normal basis, like day-to-day basis, like that's what is a very big I've said this before. I don't know if I've said this here on this podcast, but like, I pray in rosary, read my Bible, all that type of stuff. But still, to me, like the most authentic form of prayer is when I'm like sitting there, like writing lyrics, writing a song. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm sitting there, like kind of filtering through life through that artistic lens. But the crazy thing is that the majority of my art now has been meeting deadlines, and it has been like, okay, got to make sure this is out. Boom, post this on social media. Oh, edit this or whatever. Whereas like usually that would be something that's kind of therapeutic. It's like it's a pressure coming from that area, which is it's an interesting spot. But we just recently experienced, it hit us close to home, this whole corona thing. And so not yesterday, I think the day before, like I went to move the car because like although alternate side parking is suspended, meters aren't suspended. And what happens is like around my area, you can't find parking except for underneath the train where all the meters are. So I gotta move. So anyway, I wound up just randomly, I was like, man, I just need to like get some new beats, do something. And like I went downstairs and I was like, I just need to just like, I moved the car and just sat in the car and like wrote something, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just like in notes on my phone writing something new, and that like helped kind of filter through and I haven't been able to create in that way in a while. So that was good. I needed that release in that way. And just honestly, like my kids, especially like my daughter's like, you know what I'm saying? She's just a clown, you know? So like, no matter what's going on, like she's always like, she's completely oblivious of everything that's going on. And so it's a good recharge for me to unplug, you know what I'm saying? Like I unplug from social media, put the phone on the other side, do whatever, and just like focus there. Yeah, I mean, my sleep schedule's been weird. I'm so used to getting up early that like my body's like messing with me in that way. And so, but I don't need to. And also like, honestly, for the most part, I'm working out like at least twice a day because a lot of times I'll go for the run in the morning and then I just do like some calisthenics at home. Or in the days we have the faith and fitness throughout the week, like I'll do that and then I'll do my regular thing afterwards or something. And so yeah, I mean, I think that's for me, at least during this time, what's helping me. Pit stop, rest stop, whatever stop, pause, rewind, reverse, slide to the left. Take it back now, y'all.
Cha real smooth. Turn it up.
Welcome to this time.
Yeah. What's been the hardest thing of this process for you guys? Sorry, that wasn't directly on our question sheet, but if we could say that in like a sentence or two.
We wing this all the time anyway. So.
Yeah, it's true. Usually this is the first time we actually wrote questions down and we're not even following it. Anyway, I'm gonna tag in Rigoberto. Haha.
He remembered.
Say my
It says
whole
it right
government name. Say my whole government name. What has been say that one more time?
The most difficult part of this process.
Just I guess just getting used to staying home, trying to pass the time, etc., trying to be conscious of where I am, washing my hands constantly, not touching my face, just trying to be conscious of everything.
Am I the only one that feels like my hands, because I'm washing my hands and using so much hand sanitizer? Yeah, like I'm like Vaseline, lotion, cocoa butter, and it still feels like I could like been rubbing my hands on sandpaper for 20 years.
Yeah.
We can't be ashy out here.
Facts.
Yeah, but so I'm gonna tag in Heidi.
So I think, wow, it's gonna get deep again. But I think for me, one of the hardest things is like the guilt of not being productive enough. And that was really hard for me when I was sick, because like my boss was just like, oh, it's okay, like chill, like you're good. But I'm like, oh my God, we got to get this done. You know? So I think that's really like the guilt has been the hardest part for me.
Yeah. I don't know who you're pointing to. Josue?
Josue's over there.
He's that way.
Yeah, but I already went that way. Can I go Vanessa way? Where's Vanessa?
Above you. Actually, you gotta.
Did I click you?
No, you did it right.
You're good. Right where you are, that's where I am. Anyway, the hardest part for me, honestly, and I hate to, I feel like I sound repetitive, but the hardest thing is accepting the fact that I'm not gonna see my brother graduate, and that he's not gonna get his 10-day leave, which would mean that he would come home for 10 days, which is the normal practice after they finish boot camp, and not knowing when I'm actually going to be able to see him. So that's definitely like the hardest thing throughout this whole process. Yeah,
that makes sense.
I'll do Josue and then we'll go back to Brandon.
I guess the hardest thing for me would be, it's just like trying to keep my head above the water, like not allowing myself to like submerge. That one episode we had, the whole. But
Always
like
comes back crying in the water.
So it's just not like trying to fall through all the pressure as well, because like it also feels like there's a lot of stuff to do, and it feels a little bit more harder because now I feel like I'm not even taking the time to actually learn this stuff. I'm just trying to meet the deadline rather than actually taking the knowledge that I have to. And then it's just like to hear about all the people dying, it just really bothers me, because it's like I'm sitting here and I can't really do anything to help people at home. But then like this is also like somehow we're helping people because people look forward to this. So in a way it's like I am helping people, but like not 100% at the same time. So yeah.
Well, the weird thing is that like, so check it. So like, I saw a speaker say that what you're saying, say this, they're used to gathering people in large spaces and everything, right? And so they've been doing these live things, right? And to them, they're in an empty room and it feels weird. They're used to like crowd feedback, participation, all this, right? And the person who was handling the things behind the scenes was like, yo, how does it feel that you've spoken to the most people you've ever spoken to at one time before? And to him, it feels like I'm not speaking to anybody because nobody's in the room. But because there were so many people tuned into the live stream, he actually had reached more people than he ever reached at one time before. You know what I'm saying? And he actually drew it in like this. He was like, it's funny how like God works like that. Like sometimes when we think nothing is happening or we don't see anything around us is when the most is being done. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was dope. That was one of those moments I was like listening to it because I was listening to it in my car. I was like, oh, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like going off, you know? But yeah, me, hardest part, time management. That really, I've said that a million times. Like I don't know how to turn off and on work mode. So when I'm on, like usually the space helps me turn on and off. You know what I'm saying? And since that workspace is home, like it's really hard for me to flip back and forth. And yeah, just trying to figure that out. And then also like specifically these past couple of days, I've never personally had to deal with death. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been to funerals before, but it was never somebody close to me, you know? And now it's not my wife's family member passed away, and just trying to help her in the grieving process, but I don't really know the grieving process. Like I know it in theory, but I don't know it and so just trying to figure out my role and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I think yeah, that's the most difficult. Those are the most difficult things for me as a whole. I think we can go ahead and
All right, so for this week's segment of Hey Love, let's just talk about our family dynamics now, like who you're locked into quarantine with, and how that stuff is going for you, the pros and cons, or whatever it is that you want to share about this whole quarantine and the family aspect of it. I'll begin. So I think one of the I'm in my house, like I said, with my grandfather, my parents, and Soraya, my 8-year-old, who is very hyper, and does not know how to. She needs to channel the energy out. She needs to get rid of it, but there's only so much that she can do while being in the house.
Just put her on Faith and Fitness and let me like burn her out.
Oh, she does it. She does it, but then she's like, all right, what else? I'm like, what you mean what else? I'm dying over here. And she's like, so, but anyway, thank God we have a dog. That poor dog. He has become her like personal assistant. So when she needs to go upstairs, she's like, come on, Diesel. You see my dog, he's walking behind her.
Oh.
She needs to go downstairs. Come on, Diesel. He goes. She wants to go to the yard and play. Come on, Diesel. And they'll like run around with each other. So my poor dog, shouts out to him because he's been keeping her entertained and stuff like that. But I think one of the hardest parts for me is obviously I've been FaceTiming with people that I would normally see. And yesterday, my niece called, and she called to speak to Soraya because she definitely did not want to speak to me. And, I'm talking to her. I'm like, hi, Kenzie. I miss you. I love you. She's like, Titi, I'm really sad. She's 4. And I'm like, why are you sad? She goes, I just want this coronavirus to be over because I want you to come back to my house. And I was like, wow, like, the kids don't know what's going on, but it's affecting them hard because their whole norm has been completely changed. Like they're not going to school with their friends. They're not seeing, they were in our house all the time, or we were in their house all the time. So we literally saw each other almost every day. And for her, she's like, I just want to speak to Soraya. Like, I'm like, I love you. She's like, I love you too. Can I please speak to Soraya? Like, she was trying to get rid of me. But, I was like, wow, like, even though, and this is a conversation that we have about Chichi all the time, like, she's not going to remember this stuff. Like, she's the most innocent out of all of us. Like, she's going to be able to say, yeah, I lived through that, but I don't remember that, and like, I think sometimes we have to take time to realize like that it's actually affecting the kids, like they're used to a certain schedule too. They're used to whether it's going to daycare, whether it's going to school. They know mommy and daddy go to work and then we come home and we do these things. And now that we're all home all the time, and sometimes we all get wrapped up into these deadlines, into the work and into all the stuff that we kind of forget that like this is affecting them too. And like yesterday, it really, really hit me. Like when she said that, I was like, wow, like I never thought that it was gonna be so hard on them, So yeah, that's my take this week.
Yeah, I don't want to lose this thought. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go right in because I don't want to lose this thought. So on that note, directly, you ever have like those random shower thoughts? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like things hit you, like for some reason, like just like, oh yeah. And so it dawned on me, Christian's been getting way better at like logging in online, doing the like internet homework, because in the beginning is like I was about to break that boy neck, you know what I'm saying, in order for him to get his stuff done. I don't mean that literally, because this is documented.
Edit.
Yeah, for real. I don't mean that literally. Y'all know, no child CPS workers. No, I don't mean that. Nah, but so he's been getting really good at that, all that stuff, like getting up, even like focusing, doing it, and he'll either like put his headphones on, or I'll hear him like he sets up a little fold-up table, living room, sits on the couch, boom, opens his laptop, gets it done, right? And so that particular day, and so for him, like me working on the house and stuff, like I've been putting him with me, like I'm like, okay, you're gonna have gym class, because the cool thing about his school, I don't know if this has happened with other schools, is his gym teacher is sending them stuff to do, but on the real, they don't really have to do it. They just have to like lie about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You just put your.
And so, yeah, like the fact that I'm doing that, like it kind of like, and I was like, look, You could literally just tell your gym teacher, like, literally, here's the workout we just did. Send them that. Like, this is what you did. You know what I'm saying? But like I did that, and I went to go take a shower. Random thought hits me. It hits me that everybody keeps talking about the last big major thing that was like this was 9/11. And it hit me that I was in 6th grade when 9/11 happened. And I was like, oh, that's a weird parallel. You know, like, and anyway, so like that, literally that evening, I was just like, hey, Christian, look, I realized this, blah, blah. Well, first I even asked him, I was like, what was the last time something like this happened, New York happened, whatever, and people been affected like that? And because now it's a part of history for them, you know what I'm saying? He literally brought it up. He was like, oh, Twin Towers and stuff. I'm like, yeah. And I didn't realize how much that affected me. And no one ever debriefed that with me, like what's going on or what went on that time. And so I was just like, you know what I mean? Like, I have to do this for him, like, you know? And so we like went through like, hey, how are you feeling about this? What's the thing you're missing the most? What's, you know what I'm saying? Help. And the weird thing about it, he was like, this isn't bothering him that much. What bothered him was there was something, because usually when he went to school, he was taking the bus because of schedules and everything, how that was. He would take the bus home from school. A lot of times I would take him in the morning, but then he would have to take the bus home. And he was on the bus one day, and I mean, sorry, Heidi's Hood Tales, the Bronx, like he literally like saw like a shootout happen outside the bus. And this happened a couple months ago, and he was like, actually, like that affected him more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dang, okay, yeah. And we got to like debrief that. Like I knew it had happened. We had talked about it from before then, but even now, months later, like that coming back up. And so I was like, in many other ways, I'm like, okay, well, this kind of quarantine time is good. You know what I'm saying? Like, no even opportunity for any of that kind of exposure. And so that connection, family-wise. Otherwise, my wife, my daughter. What's cool has been FaceTiming my grandparents every day to check in with them out in Florida because they can't really go out and stuff like that, and making sure like they're good. So they see the baby and they laugh and stuff because she's just a clown. FaceTime my moms and stuff every day. Is it? Oh yeah, it's that time. Y'all can hear the little church bell in the background. Oh, okay.
They're gonna know it's 3 o'clock now.
Yeah, so just so that you guys know, yeah, every
Divine mercy.
Coordinator bell.
Yeah, good.
It looks like you hitting yourself in the head with something, and then you froze. Yeah. All right, I am tagging in Josue. Can we mute ourselves? Because it's gonna keep going in the background.
So I'm currently in quarantine with my parents and my brother and my dog. So the pros is that we get to spend more time together, and like we've been looking at YouTube videos, so we've been baking more. So like, you know, we're trying out new foods and stuff like that. The con is that, you know, me and my younger brother bump heads more because we're together more. But you know, there's nothing. You and your godson. You could take him if you want for quarantine. Sis.
Hey, hold up. He talks because man, it's always like a fight for him to talk here. But then I hear the stories from you, and it be sounding like y'all having like wrestling matches.
Yo, I have old videos of Joel roasting Josue.
Oh, you gotta send
roasting
those.
him, talking about his McDonald's hairline, like
Looking like Rico.
Yeah, Joe.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
All right, I'm done. I'm over this. That's it. It's my last episode. Yeah.
Brandon.
It's my last episode.
Sorry, I usually am the one that saves you, but that was like a layup. You know what I'm saying? Fist on that one.
Corona got us changing our ways.
I'm so proud of Brandon right now.
It's my last episode. I say I'm done with this.
You said that like 3 episodes ago, Rico. Said that on the pilot. Come on. So like a card would be like, you know, like
Corona.
it's a little bit more harder because we're together more. So like, you know, we get on each other's nerves more, but we still manage. It's all love at the end of the day. And it's just like you said, like the whole you're used to like having your workspace being in a different location. So now it's just harder to like maneuver with all of that because now I'm like in my room or in the kitchen. I'm just usually relaxing then because in my hectic schedule, that's my time break, my downtime. So then having to like now adjust that is just it's a work in progress because that was just like, but I could sit down and watch this rather than having to type up my 5-page essay that's due tomorrow. But you know, 211.59. Oh, who cares? So yeah, I'm gonna tag in Heidi.
Hello, hi. So my family dynamic has pretty much stayed the same since the last episode. Rigo, put your hand down.
But you said hi.
Not to you. Anyway. So, I think the hardest part for me is like sharing space. Because like when I was first quarantining, whatever, it was just me. Like I was the only one working from home. So I had the freedom of, you know, making breakfast or whatever when I wanted, but then a bunch of other people started staying, and then it was just like everybody's butting heads, and it's like the more people that are on my network, the worse the Wi-Fi gets. So like work Zoom calls are like not happening for me. As you guys can see, is happening with us right now. Que Dios me libre, because it's been going good. But yeah, that, and also the fact that my dad like does not want to stay in the house. And like, bro, you're old. Like, you know, no. So it's really hard because he just wants to chill with his friends. And I'm like, that's not okay. This is not how anything is gonna get resolved. Yeah, and my mom is still working too, so it's hard. Like we're trying to take turns taking her to work so she doesn't have to take the train. Especially on the weekends, because she really will never get to work. Like the trains are running every like 45 minutes. So if she misses her train by a minute, she's late an hour. So yeah, I mean, while I was sick, I really didn't do much of that, but my brother really stepped in because he was home. I can't wait for him to go back to work. Like I can't. You know how many people's cars need fixing in Coney Island? A lot. It's a need. He's an essential worker. He's a need.
Heidi's gonna go start cutting random wires in cars in Coney Island just to give him work.
Popping tires and walking home.
Who hasn't gone yet? Rigo hasn't gone?
No.
I guess I choose Rigo.
She finally fixed me, yay! Who am I quarantining with? So I'm currently quarantining with my grandma, my grandpa, and my turtle Franklin. Shout out to Franklin.
Hey, it's Franklin.
Poor Franklin.
That's pretty much who I'm with, and it's just been hard. Like during this time, me and my grandma have talked a lot. Like I always call her my best friend, and now we spend extra time together. But she, like your father Heidi, has a habit of leaving the house. So she slowed down recently, and now she only goes out 2 days a week, 1 day to wash clothes and 1 day to help my mom food shop, which now she doesn't even do anymore because she's like, oh mom, you got it? All right, fine. So now only 1 day a week she leaves the house. So that's to wash clothes. My grandfather doesn't leave in general. He just fixes the house, and me, I'm here working still from home. One thing that's been a challenge though is just getting my body moving because I live in a very small apartment. Excuse me. Just like I would do half-hour laps, so literally for half an hour, I walk back and forth throughout the entire apartment just to get my legs used to moving and my body moving. My one fear is that when this is all over, everyone's gonna have to learn how to walk again because no one was walking in this last month. Everyone
Get you a Fitbit, bro. Get you a Fitbit. I love this thing, man. You count your steps.
Just come join us for Faith and Fitness. You'll be all right.
You can do that too.
All I'm walking is the fridge.
Nah, I basically work for an hour because I do 2 half-hour laps during the day. So I work for about an hour. And during that hour, either I watch videos or I pray. Now I've been praying the last 7 days. But before that, I was watching mad videos just trying to learn stuff. So Yeah. So I see my mom sometimes through the window because when she comes to drop our stuff, she'll call me. She'll be like, "Hey, put down the window." So I look at her through the window and I wave hi. And my sister, I've seen like 3 times in the last month, like physically, like in the same, because I will go drop stuff at their house and I'll see her there. If not, I just FaceTime her once a day. My sister has not left the house in 5 weeks. She has been quarantined. She's been in the house. She's gonna have trouble walking because she walks is from her bed to the room where she chills at to the bathroom, and that's it. She does like a little circle, and that's pretty much it.
Faith and Fitness, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12
At
noon.
noon, yeah.
Yeah, but so hopefully when this is all over, I take a nice long walk. That's my goal.
That's the thing that scares me is like once this is all over, I'm really not sure I'm still gonna want to go outside. Like,
No.
I'm gonna be terrified. Like I'm over here contemplating canceling my vacation because I'm like, I don't know, kind of too close for comfort. I'll put that off for a few more months. Like I'm gonna let all those wild people go and be the first ones and test the waters and then.
Well, Rico, why don't you just wake up early and go for a walk, man? I mean, like, look, that's when I've been doing this run thing, and I go like mad early when there's nobody out. Like, I'll see like 2 or 3 people.
You don't hear him dying?
Because we live in the ghetto. Like I'm not trying to get
Yo,
stabbed.
me too, bro. Like, I mean, like I'm walking through the middle of buildings, and I'm like, yo, I feel like gentrification right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, I'm scared. No, but yeah, no, I just everyone trying to like when I haven't even got like takeout food. Like, have y'all gotten food from like outside, like takeout, like McDonald's, like fast food, anything like that? I haven't.
I've gotten a few things.
I had to order from my taco lady.
Nah, I'm scared to even get that because I'm like no. Like I was telling my mom, I'm like, after everything opens up, I'm gonna wait like a good 6 weeks before I go outside to like buy something like food wise, like to go out to like a restaurant or something. Because nah, even stores and stuff like that, I'm still like nah. Clothes and stuff, nope.
Alrighty, so
Yeah.
we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, anybody get any like closing thoughts or like the last thing they want to say before we wrap up that you feel like would be important, specifically this pit stop, rest stop, time frame that we in?
Just
see your mouth properly when you cough, Rigo.
I am more time.
That's advice number 1.
No, you did it. Right now, you just coughed all in the screen, bro. I'm glad, like, your computer caught the virus. You know what I'm saying? Literally.
Coronavirus.
Maybe you just froze. Right now,
it just comes out. I can control it.
So I think that was the saltiest cough ever. You saw his face after. He learning from Jose. Now I think one of the most important things is just to find your balance. Find what works for you. Pray hard. Keep your head up and
keep your head up, ooh, child. Things are gonna get easier. Y'all know that's Tupac.
No, I know the song. But
thank you.
5-minute delay.
I know you're fed up, ladies, but keep your head up.
But yeah, no, I think honestly it's like just finding your balance, finding what works for you. What works for you may not work for another person. That pressure, don't let it get to you, and just try your best to maneuver everything that you're doing.
That's a good point.
This is new to everybody because even when we look back, all of us were alive for 9/11. I mean, obviously we were all a lot younger. But even when you would look back, when 9/11 happened, everyone kind of like joined together and became like one big New York family. Whereas now we can't do that. Like we can't even get together to do this episode. Like we had to like stay and somehow do it virtually. We can't gather in church where after 9/11 our churches were filled.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And stuff like that. So I feel like the pressure is one thing. Try your best not to let it get to you. You work on your own pace and whatever works for you. whether it's prayer, whether it's running, whether it's sitting in your car or in your room or hiding in the bathroom and writing or painting, whatever it is. Find something that's going to relieve your stress and make this whole process easier for
Not
you.
for nothing. That's the beauty of Catholicism that people don't see. There was this, I don't know if you know this quote, Pope Emeritus Benedict. This is when he was on some council for like something. I can't remember exactly, but like I know like he was asked like how many charisms are there in the Catholic Church, and he's like charisms, gifts do people have? Most people when they think of that, they think of like the different orders or things like that, right? Or they think of the charisms, the gifts of the Holy Spirit. But he said there are as many charisms as there are as many charisms as there are people. Because the Holy Spirit kind of works with all of us uniquely. So yeah, no, that's dope. Yeah, that's all good.
Amen to that.
I think that's pretty much it. And know that this is not permanent. So sorry. So for those of you, I knew that was coming. For those of you that like, I know for myself.
Lucky there's no Lysol.
I was having a serious moment here. For those of you that are not seeing your family members, like I haven't seen Jay in 6 weeks or so. You know, my niece that's used to seeing me every day. It's not permanent. You know, we will get over this, and like, yeah, just try not to let it get to you, get you so down.
Things are getting better. Things are getting better slowly.
And I just want to say, you know,
Actually, that fits really perfectly. Sorry, you guys. I just gonna go. I know that Mary J song. I'm going down, baby. My whole world's upside. I think I hit that note wrong, but it is what it is.
It's all right. You tried your best.
No one could be married anyway.
This would be a little shady, but you know, all those people on social media that think it's cute to be hanging out with their friends or, you know, people, you know, that's not quarantining. That's not how you self-quarantine.
Quarantine is not going to your boy's house and being dumb. Stay in your own
quarantine, right? Quarantine is not hanging out with people you know. That's not.
And the Dominicans on the corner still playing dominoes in front of the bodega. Right. So I've been seeing that in certain hoods.
Like, come on now. Like, we suffer. You could do a little suffer with us. It's only for a little bit more. Hold it down for us.
I got a little bit for your world news, right? Your shady world news. Did you see that Florida opened their beaches yesterday? And people are actually at the beaches.
Yeah.
Cause we ain't, you know, coronavirus ain't real.
Well, Florida's not gotten hit that bad. Florida hasn't gotten hit that bad, so I think it's they're in a different place than like New York is.
If one New Yorker goes to Florida with the Rona,
good point,
and they go to the beach,
it's gonna look like Orchard Beach.
Oh, nah, that's it. We done. That's it. We're done.
And that's the end of the show. Oh man.
Oh, we done. That's it. We're getting canceled after that comment. We're done.
Heidi, you want to do closing prayer? Hopefully you don't get cut off. If it does, then we'll just imagine that's the moment where the Holy Spirit's speaking and speaking in tongues, different type of digital tongues. I don't know what's going on.
She's already frozen.
Oh dang.
We'll just say amen along the way to fill in the blanks.
And the Lord said.
Amen. Rigo, you want to close us out? Because Heidi's kind of stuck.
Okay. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, I want to thank you for allowing all 5 of us to come together today in the spirit of giving a message. I want to pray for, first and foremost, Heidi's Wi-Fi, that make sure we get more good Wi-Fi in the future episodes. I want to pray for the healthcare workers out there, the first responders out there, and she's gone. Out there doing their job, putting their lives on the line. I want to pray for the scientists and doctors trying to help find treatments for the virus and all those out there suffering. And just pray for the world peace in this nation. People not getting along, just to get along and to have that same spirit of 9/11, we're all in this together. The same spirit again, that we're all in this together, and we're all in this trying to get closer to you, God. Hopefully you teach us something from this. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Your Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
She made it back for the amen.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. This was
Oh my God.
another different GPS.
So far.
Y'all next week. Deuces.
Bye.
It was great being on as much as I could.
Are we done recording?